Okay, so we are on day 34. We have a lot of core today. It's technically our full body day, but we are going to do a little bit of core and upper body focused. So I have a set of 20-pound dumbbells and one 10-pound dumbbell. So kind of find something that you think will work within that for you. And then let's start on the ground for our warm-up. Lie all the way down and hug your knees in nice and tight. And then just take a few deep breaths. Sometimes it's nice to just get some deep breath going. Feel your rib cage expand against those thighs. And then release your legs, put your feet flat on the ground with your knees bent. Open your arms to a goal post on the ground. Your low back should be off the mat, just because that's your natural low back positioning. It should be arched. And then we're going to exhale and just pull that low back down into the mat. So by exhaling, when you exhale, you're contracting your core nice and tight. You're tucking, your pelvis will end up tucking, but you're not flexing your glutes. See if you can keep your hips, your low back, your upper back, your shoulders, elbows, and wrists on the ground and the back of your head. So this is kind of a good postural awareness, especially for your pelvis. When we're standing, putting our arms overhead, or when we're in our plank position, we want to try to be able to get our pelvis in this position. So take a nice deep inhale, let everything relax, and then exhale and hit that up again. When you hit here, you can also kind of feel where you're tight. So I feel a lot of tightness and kind of heat in my upper back, which makes sense from Tuesday, our day 32. We did a lot of upper back stuff, and it definitely is feeling it in a good way. But it's really helpful to know, okay, because I'm kind of tight and feeling warped there, I'm going to need to watch my mobility and work on my flexibility there. All right, and then just relax. Okay. Pull your left knee into your chest, extend your right leg long, but keep it hovered off the ground. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale, and switch. So flex into your core, smack that low back into the ground. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, and switch. Okay, so we are going to be going through quite a few plank moves today. If plank doesn't work for you, you can use a wall for support. So you just set an angle on the wall, or you can stay on your hands and knees. Let's go ahead and flip over onto our hands and knees. And we're going to do a few just little arm warm-ups. So make sure that your shoulders are right over your wrists, knees right underneath your hips, and then find that neutral spine. So you're not going to be rounding or tucking, just sliding those shoulder blades down and pull the belly in without rounding your back. Now then take your right arm forward, your thumb is up, and then you're just going to open your arm down and back to the side, and then back up to the front. So you're making a little wipe with your arm. You want to try to keep everything else still and stable. So 2 more. And 1. Okay, and then that same arm, I want you to bring it up and twist through the mid-back, trying again to keep that low back stable. 2, we'll go 5, 3. Still see if you can set into that core. And 5, we should be getting better at our mobility. Okay, now you're going to wipe the other arm on our backs, because we've been working on it a lot. 3, stay flexed to the back, flex to that core. 5, okay, and then we're going to wipe it up, twist. Don't worry about how high you get the arm, worry about keeping your torso and pelvis still in space. 4, and 5. Okay, back to your hands and knees, and without moving anything, I want you to just contract your core. So we're not doing a cat-cow, we're not doing a planche push, you're just finding that flat back, chin kind of tucked in, and I want you to feel the belly suck up without tucking the tailbone under. So you should be grabbing into your transverse abdominis here. They're on the front of the outer side of your abdomen. And as a result of that, most of the time, you'll also feel the pelvic floor muscles grab, which is super fantastic. Hold here just a couple more seconds. Strong and tight to that core. All right, and then push into the toes. Bring your hands out in front a little bit. We're going to go up into our downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. If you did the HIIT session yesterday, chances are your legs are a little bit tight. Calves are a little tight. So we need that little bit of stretch here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We have 2 exercises at 10 reps and then 1 at 20. And we have 3 different sets of that. So we need to get through 2 rounds of work for sure, and then see if we have any time left over from there. We have a lot of 2-side things, so I'm not super worried about getting to the 3rd round. I want us to stay strong and focused, make sure that our form is set in and that we're functioning properly. And I want us to focus on that than worry about how many reps we get through. Okay, so we are going to be doing a single arm down dog plank, 10 each side. So from your downward facing dog, reach your right arm back to your left ankle. And then from there, you can either plant your hand and come back to a plank, or you can plant or reach your right arm forward, and you're going to go into a 3-legged dog. Okay, again, if it's too much for you to come up into the plank, just stay in your down dog and reach your arms side to side, or come back to your hands and knees, and you're going to go into a child's pose, and then I want you to reach that arm forward. Focus on that low back. So you go 10 on one side, 10 on the other. All right, here we go. Reach that arm back and across, and then come forward. Little wider base of support. See if you can get your shoulder all the way up over that right arm, and see how much you can keep those hips level. 5. Your whole body, all the joints are working together to level off, to find a position that you can hold your body weight, especially on the one arm. And then we're using the core to stay stable. 2 more. 9 and 10. Other side. So remember, you can just plant your hand or reach back and forth, alternating your side, or you're on your hands and knees. Wherever you're at, you should be aware by now that you can grab the core, right? Whether you're on your hands and knees or in a plank, you can always get that core going, grabbing super strong. 8, 9, 10. Okay, from here, we're going to go into a side plank crunch. Another 10. You can keep your bottom knee down, or you can come into your full side plank, extend, and then tuck your top knee and elbow together. Here's 1. 2, open the chest. Remember to be aware of your body in space, keeping that core locked. We're using that stability to get everything going while supporting ourselves in our side plank. 8, 9, 10. Other side. Flip. Get your set. 1, 2, 6, 9, and 10. All right, perfect. Quick little child's pose. Stretch all that out. And then we are going to happily move into a glute bridge. Okay, so with our glute bridge, this is our first 20 set. I want you to put your arms back into your goalposts. Make sure that your feet are just outside your hips. Push your low back into the ground first. Find that flexion in the core. Then push your hips up into that glute bridge, and make sure that you can keep that core contraction. Okay, so now with that, we're going to go up and down. So I want you to feel your low back hit the ground every time. So this is going to help us make sure that the core is staying strong to support those hips. We need the correct amount of pelvic tilt to keep that postural awareness. And you'll feel more in your glutes and hamstrings this way, actually, because you're not just overarching your back. There's 11. 12, feel like you're rolling your vertebra up and down every time. 14, 15, good. Roll. Focus on those glutes. 18. And 20. All right. Flipping it back over. You're going to go back into a plank. Again, you can stand. We don't use a wall for this one because you do have to pass a weight. So if you need to, you can stand with a wide base of support, and basically you'll be doing a dead shift. So shift over, drag your weight, shift over, drag your weight. You still have to use quite a lot of core. You can stay on your hands and knees, pull your weight, flex in, pull your weight, or you can join me in a plank. Okay, so put your weight behind your right hand or a little bit out to the side. Get your shoulders super high up over your wrist, and then grab your weight with your left hand. Pull it across, plant your plank, and then flex to the right. There we go. That's 1. Tuck in. 2. This should be slow and controlled. We're trying to keep those hips from moving back and forth as much as possible. Flex into the back, flex into those glutes and that core. Big, wide open fingertips. 8. Lots of core. And then we're using that back to flex in to support the weight shift side to side. 10. Perfect. Okay, we're going to do an overhead pull with that same weight, and then we'll come up for a tractor driver. Okay, so we're going to start off with that core lock. You have your low back arched. I want you to take that out, tighten your belly in, pull the rib cage together. Arms stay straight, so you're not using your glutes. You should feel the core pretty good, and then reach really far overhead, grab through the back, pull that weight back up. So my core is on fire right now because we've been doing all that extra plank work and core work leading up. My abs are a little sore. Those deep interior muscles have been worked. So you have a big grab through that core right here. And then that shoulder girdle is what's catching the weight and supporting the movement. Your glutes are not involved. Find space between your ears and shoulders. 7, 8, tuck in, grab it deep. 9, slow down and get it done right. 10. All right. Coming up to standing. Yay, we're going to stand up. All right. This is called a tractor driver, but one of my clients likes to pretend she's driving a Ferrari or a Porsche, so you drive whatever it is that you would like. You're going to put your arms straight out in front. Watch your stance, right? So make sure that you don't start arching away from the weight. So this is shoulder turn, left and right, but it's also a lot of core and flexion, getting that pelvis tucked, keeping all of your postural alignments going, at least being aware, trying to manage and fix those as you're driving your Maserati, Bugatti, whatever it is. Nice job. Keep that going. 14, 15. Can you tighten the core a little more? 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. Good job. Grab those arms real quick. We're going back into a plank position. If you need, you can stay upright. We're going to be doing a plank kickback. So if you need, you can stay up and kick back from a supported position. You can also stay on your hands and knees and hit it up. All right. So hand right underneath that shoulder. You're going to lift that elbow and then kick. 10 on this side, 10 on the other. 6, try to keep that elbow up nice and high. 9 and 10. All right. Let's set up that other side. Lift. Hopefully we're not twisting in the hips too much. 4, be in control of that drop. 6, 7, 9, and 10. All right. Woo. Feel your tricep, feel your lats, obliques. Come back up to standing. Our other leg set, we're going to do a squat press. All right. Bring your weights up to the shoulders. You're going to use the force of your squat to help get that press overhead. Here we go. Elbows drop. Press it in. Use that core. Make sure that you have that nice solid stance at the top with your press. 5, 6, 9, 10. All right. All right. Our last 20 is high knees. Grab the core. Just run those knees up towards your neck. 10 to go. Good job. All right, one round down. 1 to go. That stuff adds up. Okay. Let's take a quick child's pose. Big toes together. Hand your hips back. Slide those shoulder blades down. And then we're going to go back into our down dog reach. Okay. Or you can go hands and knees, or whatever alternate that you chose. Okay. Downward facing dog. Reach your right hand across to the left foot, or vice versa. Whatever you want to start with. Here's 2. Now the back and the core working to support. Strong through that core. 8. Hopefully keeping those hips nice and level. 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3. It's crazy feeling the difference left to right arm. So, little note to self. Keep working on that left side. Constantly working on something. Progressing. 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to go to our side plank knee tuck. I'm going to start on my second side. Extend, top arm and leg, crunch together. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 10. Turn it under, flip it over, and let's do the other side. Be aware of your body in space. 8, 9, 10. On your back. Find that low back push. Keep your elbows open and your goalpost. Okay, slide that low back in. Make sure your feet are set. Here we go. 20 glute bridges with purpose. I feel like glute bridges are so easy to just pop your hips through. Gyrating ourselves up in the air. But they're so amazing and helpful for your postural strength and awareness. You slow down and get them right. Roll that vertebra onto the ground and then scoop and push back up. Lock into that core. 5 more. It's definitely a lost count, but that's okay. 4, you're feeling good. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome to get that spread across the shoulders as well. All right, let's see. We are at our plank weight shift. So set your dumbbell out to the right side of your mat. Set up your plank, wide base of support. Make sure you're nice and long. Grab your weight with the left hand and then switch to the right. 1, 2. Notice what's going on. 4, 5. Can you keep your hips level? Are they poking up in the air? Can you keep that long, strong plank? One more each side. Okay, we're going to be back onto the ground. Hips stay down. We're going to do our overhead pull. Slide your shoulder blades down. Smack your low back into the ground, but make sure that you do it by contracting the core. Straight, strong arms. Here's 1. Reach, reach, reach. Pull back. Find a lot of flexion through the core. 2. Slow and control. See how much build you can get in the right places here. 3. Space between ears and shoulders. Relax through those glutes. 7. Stay tight and tucked. 9. That rib cage is going to want to pop. The low back's going to want to come off the ground as you reach overhead, and you're resisting that. Where you get that core, locking it in. Okay, we're coming up. We're going driving. Slide those shoulders back and down. Knees soft. Find your stance. So tuck the pelvis under. Arms go straight out. Here we go. 1, 2. Pull those shoulder blades back. There's 10. Tighten your belly button back to your spine. 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. Okay. Going into our plank kickback. Start on my second side this time. Find that nice solid plank again. Shoulder right over that wrist. Elbow's gonna pull up nice and high. 1, keep your hips level. 4, 7, 8, elbow stays up, up, up. 9, and 10. Whew, I'm gonna rush that one. No rushing. All right, set up. Plank other side. Here we go. 1, 2, level those hips. 8, 9, 10. Whew. All right. Squat press, and then our high knees. Bring those arms up to shoulders. Should have to dig deep to get that press. 4, 5, find that stance. Tuck in the pelvis, grabbing the core. 8, 9, 10. All right, let's hit up those high knees. 11, 12. 20. All right. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Lay on your back on the ground. Finish it all off with a good stretch. Again, tuck that core. Push the low back toward the ground. Cross your right ankle over the left knee. Your arms go back out wide. And you're going to rock your legs to the left. Let that right knee drop away from you. Stretch your hip flexor. Small but mighty. Shoulders, this one straight. Core, pull back to center. Stay here and just grab your hands behind the thigh and pull your legs deep into the chest. Check in and make sure that your hips are still on the ground, or your low back. Sorry, more like your low back and pelvis. Just meaning that you're not rocking and rolling that low back off the ground. Both sides should be even on the ground. All right, release here. Crisscross the other way. So your left ankle on top of the right knee. And then drop over to the right. Arms are back out. Left knee drops away. All right, for 34 days, you've been working really hard on function and form, making sure we know how to move the body through space in a functional way, how we can use what we're doing here on the mat to come back in to function better and with less pain in our everyday lives. Level off those hips, the pelvis, and then pull deep into the chest. Flex both feet. So you should feel much more capable and in control and active in the core, able to find it in pretty much every exercise. Even if you're not able to do all the plank renditions, you still can find that core, just like I was talking about at the beginning, when you're in a hands-knee, the quadruped position. position when you're standing. You can feel the core engage and lock, support whatever's going on. All right, stand your legs long out in front of you, your arms up overhead. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale, slowly roll up. Reach over those legs. See how much further you're getting here. Push the back of the knees to the ground. Let your head turn to the right. So your left ear is toward your left shoulder. And then let your head turn to the left. Notice what happens in your back when you do this as well. Everything has a relative movement. Take your hands and twist to the left. Keep the hips sitting level. And then to the other side. All right, just bring both arms back up overhead. One more time, reach, reach, reach. Relax through the neck. Grab your left hand, pull to the right. And then grab your right hand, pull to the left. You should still be strong through your abdomen. All right, last little challenge. Crisscross your legs or don't. And see if you can get up without using your hands. Another good little test of health and fitness. All right, you guys did fantastic. I'll see you back tomorrow.